What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Fatherhood Experience. We are your hosts, Jason Priest and Zach Smith, and our number one mission is to help dads get better in every area of life. We've got a fantastic episode for you today. And look, man, we know that this is a challenging time for a lot of guys, so we're going to dive right in. This is the holiday season. There's a lot of pros and cons around this time of year. So, Zach, man, I'm excited for the show, dude. We're going to change things up a little bit today. So let's dive right in, man. Where do you want to start?
Dude, we could start wherever, man. Let's lead the way, man. We could literally take this conversation in 1,000 different ways when it
100%.
comes to the holiday seasons, right? Like you said, a
Yeah.
lot of pros, a lot of cons. It's just a matter of what decisions you're going to make, whether it's going to be a net win or net loss for you during this holiday season, man. So you tell me, man. Everything's good. Love it, man. I'm crushing over here, and I
Yeah,
hope
I
the
know.
guys are
Yeah,
listening to
me
this are
too.
doing the same.
I
I
know
hope they're
you're.
doing the same too.
I know you're about to head back home. I think you leave
Yeah,
tomorrow, right? Yep.
that is correct. Tomorrow morning.
So at the time of this recording, guys, we've both got quote unquote sick kids at home. Zach's kid is actually a little under the weather. My kid vomited yesterday at daycare at 4 p.m. and they won't let him come back for 24 hours. So I've had a quote unquote sick kid at home all day, bugging the shit out of me. The reality is this kid ain't sick. He's needy. He's a 2-year-old. He needed to be at school, but I get it, man. I get it. So that's the life of a dad. And I want to start off. Let's start with the comment I made about the pros and cons, because man, for me, dude, like Christmas, I always look forward to Christmas, but I also know that there's challenges around this time as well, right? We in our Fit Father Accelerator class that we did a couple days ago, or yesterday. Damn, time flies.
It was yesterday.
It was yesterday. We went into a little bit of nutrition strategy, right, around the holidays, and we've done that on this show as well before, and I'm not going to dive deep into that. If you want strategy and that, and you can go back and listen to one of our other episodes on that. Probably go check back around Christmas of last year.
Yeah.
We do our whole talk on it's not the holiday, or it's the holidays, not a holla month or a holla quarter, yada yada yada, and it's very powerful when you start to think on that level, because it allows you to kind of segment the holidays away from the whole entire month, which a lot of people do. I'll tell you that even in my healthiest and fittest self that I am now, I can guarantee I'm going to gain some weight. Like, that's just the bottom line. But I already know that, right? And I think you and I are very big on I know we're very big on the self-awareness piece. And I heard you tell one of our clients today when we were on the phone with them, you're going to eat whatever the hell you want. You're going hard to the paint. And I appreciate that, because I'm right there with you. And I think I love the celebratory piece of Christmas. I love seeing family. I love getting together. I love eating a lot of shitty food. I like having a few adult beverages. I'm a big eggnog fan. My local grocery store here. I'm a Kroger guy here locally, and they've got this in Texas. There's this company who makes who makes or produces milk, and they still sell them in the glass jar, the glass bottles. Do you have any of
Oh
those
wow.
at your grocery store? You have any
Not
glass
that I've
bottle milk?
seen 1950s style in like a
Yeah, and
crate.
so
No,
yeah.
no.
And so every year I keep an eye on this section, because this company, what it is like an end cap, right? And the company owns, not owns, but like they have the end cap set up for their display of stuff. There's no other glass bottle milk in the whole store. It's all the other milk is located on another aisle. And this end cap is dedicated to this company. And I wish I knew the name of the company. I got a bottle of it in my fridge right now. And I would give them a big shout out on our podcast, because this company, I've never tasted any of their other products, but they have regular milk. They have chocolate milk. They have strawberry milk. I think there's like a vanilla milk. They've got several different ones, but every year they come out with an eggnog. And I know that, when people think eggnog, some people think alcohol is already in it. Some people think I make my own eggnog and put the alcohol in it. And some people are non-alcoholic eggnog fans. I'm an eggnog fan, but I like a little whiskey in my eggnog. I know that when you go to the liquor store, like Specs or Total Wine or any of these, they have the pre-made eggnog that already has, I forget what the alcohol percentage in it is, like 15% or something. It's got like some brandy, some whiskey, and some kind of blend, right? You've seen this pre-blended eggnog. So I usually buy that, right? And so I discovered this brand's eggnog last year. and they don't sell it in the big bottle like the milk. They sell it in little bottles. And last week I went to the grocery store and they had 2 bottles left. One of them had like a little military like label, like it was a special edition to support the troops. So obviously that one went right in the cart because I'm a big fan of our military. But then the other one had a different label, and I'm like, I sat there and I debated for a second. I'm like, should I get both, or will they have some? Am I a panic buying right now, like everybody did with COVID and the toilet paper, by buying the second bottle, or am I just preparing for a good holiday season? So luckily, I bought both. My wife and I wiped out one of them last weekend because we were so excited to get our hands on it. The other one is in my fridge, and we will preserve that and hopefully have that together. But the whole point of me telling you this story is that I'm a holiday guy. I look forward to all those traditions. And when I bought that second bottle, I was like, dude, this is me enjoying the hell out of the Christmas season and doing what I'm living life on my own terms. I'm not gonna allow myself to like not have fun. We know what we need to do, right? We handle our shit as men. And so but I'm a big fan of all the pros, but I want to dive into the cons a little bit because our other class, right, in the fatherhood, we dove deep on mental health, and we talked about staying sharp during the holidays. And I want to touch on that for a second because this is a challenging time. And we're about to hear my 2-year-old. He is now asking me for more chips and more pecans, which I just gave him. Right now, I'm doing a podcast, Colin. If you'd like to chime in, I'm sure you will. But I cannot help you right now. Okay.
At least he's not asking for your whiskey eggnog, man.
Correct. Right. This will be a problem, and we will not go down there. He's got a mouth like a chipmunk cheek full of pecans, asking me for more. So let's turn over to the negative piece because, dude, this is a challenging time for a lot of people, and I'm one that I hold on to memories, right? And just like any other normal person does. But I think that a lot of people, buddy, I can't help you right now. I think a lot of people get carried or get fixated on the negative stuff, right? Like if you allow yourself to spend too much time dwelling on on people that aren't around anymore. I'm not saying you shouldn't take some time to think about mom, right? My mom's gone, and it's a very hard time for me if I spend too much time on it. But for me, I choose to not spend a lot of time sitting there thinking about like how sad it is that mom's not there. It sucks that she can't meet her grandkids, right? It sucks that my kids only have one grandma because she's not around. But I want to get into that a little bit because I know you and I are a little bit on like I said last night, we're on different wavelengths with the mental health. So let's open that for a second. Is like talk about. I guess my question for you is: do you notice? Like I know you have the seasonal depression thing that we talked about last night, but do you notice anybody else in your life that naturally gets down around the holidays, or do you feel like with the people that are close you're closest with, do they all kind of carry themselves in the same way? Because my family is all over the map. My wife's family is all over the map. We're going to have criers. We're going to have celebrators. We got all kinds of crazy people here. And so what is your experience with kind of the traditional blues around this time?
So I personally, I don't deal with it really too much. My family doesn't either because we're very family oriented. Like we have a huge family where it's from back home. That's where I'm going to be flying out to tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And then again during actual Christmas Eve. I don't
when
see
you
that
say huge, how many people are staying at the house where you'll be at? Or not for now, but like for the Christmas Eve, I guess, piece.
Oh, dude, I don't know. There's gonna be a lot of people, but like in the immediate vicinity of like the city, we'll say in a I don't know 25-mile square radius, we're talking probably a couple hundred people.
Well, like your
Minimum.
get together, are these all there? They're all there.
Oh, dude, there's like at least 3 parties from 3 different sides of the family, and they'll just all rotate like it's a freaking buffet. So like it's a dim sum restaurant where they're just bringing the cart with full of people and they just rotate
so
all around.
Yeah. You guys run deep. Okay.
It's a lot of people, man. Yeah, we roll pretty deep, man. So I don't have a huge experience with that, but I do see a lot of other people that is outside of my immediate circle that does deal with these things. And there's a big reason as to why that happens, right? Every decision that we make is an internal debate between are we going to do this or are we going to do that? Now, the problem is during this particular time of the year, everybody deals with this type of, I guess we could say, sadness, because if they feel like everything's not all jolly and holiday spirit like or spirit esque or whatever you want to call it, they're like, oh no, why me? They allow their external circumstances to affect their internal debates within themselves with the decision making process that they make. And if they fail to make productive decisions, they start to succumb to the bullshit they are experiencing and feeling because of how, because we're conditioned from a very young age, right? It's the holiday season. It's all about family, friendships, gifts, joy, food, everything that has some type of positive connotation. So you start to actually be hypercritical of your particular circumstances if all those boxes aren't checked in your favor. That's where the issue lies, man. The issue lies in the fact that most people, they have the all or nothing mentality where if everything's not good, they hyper focus on the one little part that's bad. And guess what happens when you do that? Everything else goes downhill too, because they're so negative around that one little tiny thing that the next thing gets affected and the next thing gets affected and the next thing gets affected. So the problem is people are not focusing on the light at the end of the tunnel. People aren't focusing on the silver lining. People aren't focusing on that which is good in their life. They're focusing on the little flaws, the little tiny things that didn't go perfectly well, and they're allowing it to mess up literally everything. It's actually ridiculous if you think about it. It actually is ridiculous.
Well, and that's why, Colin, I'm sorry. Oh my, dude, this homie just brought he just brought me a package of gnocchi. He got this out of the pantry, dude. It's
some gnocchi,
some Italian basil pesto gnocchi. I randomly bought this last week. We don't ever make
good taste, gnocchi, man. It sounds good.
It sounds damn good, dude, and it's packed with some carbs. I'm excited to eat it. But yeah, you got this out of the pantry and bought it too. Anyway, and some scissors. He brought me some scissors to open it too. Homie, I'm sorry, I can't help you right now.
So while Jason is dealing with Colin real quick, man. So I will add this. Why do people gain so much weight during the holiday seasons? Let's include Halloween. Okay, let's start there. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, Christmas, New Year's Eve, and New Year's. That is a total of 6 days during the entire holiday season in the fourth quarter, right?
Yeah, it's like 3 full months.
If you break down the math, 6 days out of a 365-day calendar year is only 1.64% of your entire year.
You can even narrow it down and go 90 days, right? 6 days out of 90 days because it's a quarter, right? That's still
correct. Yeah. Well, let's see what that would be, man.
Very small percentage.
That's 6.67% of the entire fourth quarter. Why are people gaining so much weight for 6 days? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They're allowing the external noise to mess with give them a conflict internally, and they start to make a series of bad choices. There's no reason somebody should gain 10 to 15 pounds in the holiday season because of 6 days, dude. There's no reason.
I'm glad you brought that up because this really all comes front and circle. I did an episode and you weren't with me last week, unfortunately. It's all good. I hadn't rocked a solo podcast in a while, and so hey dude, I'm talking right now to people. Did you know that? So I'm glad you brought that up because here's the thing, and you mentioned choices, you mentioned decisions, and my kind of part of what I covered last week was all about how it's the posts that I talked to our guys about, right? Where we have a lot of people challenging or having challenging issues right now with mental health, right? So the cries for mental health, it's a big thing in our country right now, and I'm not denying that it's not an issue, right? Like it's clearly a problem. We have suicide rates skyrocketing. Like there's a lot going on right now in our country with all the commotion and turmoil and politics and crime and open borders and whatever. We won't go down the political road right now, but there's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of depression, and there's a lot of mental health issues in our country right now. And like I told our guys though, man, it's like, and said this on the podcast, like I believe that most mental health challenges and most mental health issues can be resolved or managed by the choices we make on a daily basis. And I actually did a little Instagram reel about this as well. It's like, why would anybody choose to have mental health issues? Well, you choose to not go to the gym. You choose to not spend time out in the sun. You choose to not drink an adequate amount of water. You choose to read constant negative social media and nonsense. You choose to binge watch Netflix. You choose to watch porn all the time and not work on your marriage, right? So these choices are what lead to your mental health issues, and you're making them. So you're choosing to go down the mental health issue path because you're not doing the things that are serving you, right? And so when I bring it back to the kind of like the, I don't want to say doom and gloom part, right? Like there's pros and cons around the holidays. You bring up the weight gain issue because it's such a massive problem in our country, and I'll talk about that for a second. So I went out to dinner with my neighbor. My neighbor lost his mom not that long ago, man. Like, I don't, you remember, it's like a month or two ago, right? Like, I can't remember the exact date, but she got she went into this lady she poured into my family. She brought us in for when we had the electrical grid outage in Texas. She brought us in for 3 days. She was an amazing person. I had a great relationship with her. She's type A, dude. Go get her. Always over there painting their house, doing something, working in the yard, sweating her ass off at 60 plus years old. Very, very type A, go get her. And she went into the emergency room, like underweight, right? Like very, very high metabolism kind of woman, right? Not an ounce of fat on her body. She went into the emergency room with what she thought was a kidney stone or a urinary tract infection. Turns out she has stage 4 spinal cancer with metastasis to her whole body. She lived for, I believe, 88 days after her diagnosis, and she's obviously no longer with us. And we went out to dinner with him on on last Saturday night. And man, like my wife asked him, "Hey man, how you doing? How are things?" And he lost it, right? Immediately started crying and started bringing up things like his kids' milestones that are coming up that his mom would have wanted to be a part of and like was very much looking forward to. Okay, and it reminded me of my mom, right? Because like my mom wanted nothing more than to have grandkids. She pushed that on us from day one, and unfortunately, she was about 10 years late from son number one in terms of being around to see her grandkids. And so I started thinking about my mom, and I offered him some words of wisdom or some empathetic words because I've dealt with the situation, and I could tell like it meant something to him, but it doesn't take away the pain. And this is a man who is overweight, right? Like he's not the healthiest guy. And so I tell that story because I know there's a lot of people out there that go through this similar kind of process, right? Like mom's not around anymore, or my brother's not around anymore, or my dad's not around anymore. And they start to get sad, right? And maybe it's not necessarily a loss in the family. Maybe it's maybe it's something else that happened around the holidays. Maybe you had a falling out with one of your family members, or maybe you don't have money to put food on the table for your or gifts under the Christmas tree for your kids this year, or maybe all the food that you want on the table for your kids, right? This is a challenging time of the year. And so the point of me telling you that is that I think that we often get carried away with spending too much time dwelling on the negative without giving ourselves the ability to focus on the positive, right? We get entrenched in this like almost like this cage of depression, and then you start pouring alcohol, food, and all these celebrations and all this, and it just expands or it compounds the problem, because now you're sad, now you're drinking alcohol, which is a depressant, now you're eating sugar and all this food that is going to give you these quick dopamine hits, going to make you feel like shit later, but it makes you feel good in the moment. Maybe you do the porn makes you feel good in the moment. You're turning to, and like you like to call it, the escapism stuff, right? And if you add the escapism stuff and you're drowning out your current life's problems around the holidays, and add to that all the other stressors that come around the holidays, and you can clearly see why someone could easily put on 10, 15, 20 plus pounds doing this for 2 months straight, right? You hit Thanksgiving, and then you're already in Christmas mode. They start playing Christmas music before Thanksgiving's even over. So if you're already in that mode and you start having these thoughts, like one of our guys posted about, his the military challenge that happened with him, dude, that's some deep shit. And if you're going through that and you got these mental demons that you're trying to work through, meanwhile you're pouring alcohol, you're pouring food, and all these bad behaviors, these bad habits throughout the entire time, dude, you can quickly see how it's very hard to get out of that slump. It's very hard to claw your way out when you're choosing the things that are actually making a negative impact in your life. You're not choosing the things that are going to serve you. Going on a walk, practicing gratitude, actually reaching out to people that maybe you could lean onto and have a conversation with instead of turning to a bottle of whiskey to drown your blues away, right? And so there's a lot to unpack here, man. But I feel like that scenario is what we see most of, is that guys get sad, they don't know where to turn. You stack on the holidays, they might have weight problems or health problems, they might have family problems. And dude, alcohol should be only consumed during one time, when you're happy and you want to celebrate something. Otherwise, it is not going to do anything but add fuel to the negative fire that's currently burning inside of your soul. And that's just the bottom line, dude. And anybody that's drinking with any kind of consistency out there knows that if you're sad and you drink, what's going to happen? You're going to get more sad. It's a depressant. That's what alcohol is. And so, yeah, dude, my heart goes out to my old neighbor. But dude, I'm telling you, it's like, we went out, we did margaritas. I know he's not going to the gym the next day or on Monday, right? Like, this holiday stuff, how much weight is he going to gain? How much? And that's someone that's close to me in my life. And so I can clearly see how this cascade of events adds up to one big negative compounding, I guess, for lack of a better term, shitstorm, where guys come out into New Year with a really long uphill battle because you spent the last 2 months wallowing in your own sorrow.
Yeah, dude, you said a lot, and I 100% agree with damn near everything. Bottom line, it goes back to what I was saying. You're allowing your external circumstances to influence your internal decision-making process. And when you succumb to your emotions, when you prioritize your emotions, when you make decisions when you're in a heightened emotional state, more than likely, they're shitty decisions. You need to prioritize shit. You need to man up. You need to take a step back, take a breath, and be like, okay, look, I need to allow my logical brain, my logical thought process to make the best decision for me and not make a terrible decision based on my current emotional state. Because like I said, when emotions are high, generally speaking, the decision-making process is usually bad when it's an internal conflict. That's just the reality of how it works for everybody. That's why the most emotionally mature people understand that. And although they feel the same exact emotions as everybody else, people call them lucky. Oh, he just has good genetics. He's just better. He's a natural born leader. He's just this, he's that. No, he is you, just more trained emotionally. He understands and he catches himself because he has a certain level of self-awareness. So when he knows that he's getting into a heightened state of emotion, he will step back, shut the hell up, take a breath, and think about it. That's what most people don't do. They lack thinking. They only take action based on how they feel. Like you said, don't drink when you feel like shit. Drink when you want to celebrate something. Drink when you're around people you love and care about. Drink when you want to have a good time with your friends, whatever the hell it may be. Don't drink when you're sad. Why would you double down on a shitty behavior in a shitty state of mind? Why would you do that?
Why do we?
Does that make sense?
Question.
Does that make sense? It actually makes no sense, right? And for
common.
those of you who are listening, don't act like you haven't done this before, because this is why you probably in a situation you don't want to be. And I've been there. Jason's been there. So like I say, I'm not shitting on you because I shit on myself before when I was in that state. And that's why I'm speaking from experience and also personal experience as well as professional experience. We see it all the time. Don't double down on the shitty situation because it's going to be 2 times as shitty. And it's going to take you 2 times as long to fix the mistakes that you're making because you are making poor decisions based on your emotional state of mind. Guys, holiday season should be happy. Focus on the good, not the bad. Don't double down on what's negative. Double down on what's good in your life. Focus on what's good in your life. I say it all the time. Be the person. Train your mind in a way where you're thinking about so many positive things and you're so accustomed to finding the silver lining that if you had a 99% terrible day, you are thankful for that 1% of whatever the hell good happened. Do not be the person that had a 99% day and that 1% that went wrong. They're like, why me? Why me? Why does this always happen to me? Oh, it's always me. Blah, blah, blah. Quit being the victim. Take control of your life and understand that you are where you are because of this series of decisions that you've taken or made and an action that you've taken as a result of that decision-making process. You did this to you, whether it's good or bad.
Oh, 100%.
And until you understand that and accept that completely, you will never ever change because you will be stuck in your own cycle of bullshit. If you fight for your excuses, you get to keep them. You got to
Yep.
make a change. That's just the reality
100%.
of it.
No, dude, you brought up a lot of good points there, and you mentioned one word a couple of times, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there again, which is the word focus. And I feel like we get what we focus on most, right? And if you are
Yes.
always focused on the negative stuff in your life, it's that kind of the victim mentality stuff that we've touched on. And now I'm not saying that you're a victim if you know, if you have challenging times during the holidays, and you know, there's going to be guys that listen to this and they're like, oh, you guys just don't get it. You just don't get it. And I do. I believe me, I do get it, because I know there's a lot of guys out there that have been through way worse than me. And I know that I've been through way worse than a lot of guys out there. And that's just the facts of life, man. It's like, you've got to hold yourself accountable and take full responsibility for your life. You just said that, you know, you're the one that did this to yourself, dude. If you're 50 pounds overweight, it's your fault. Don't blame your fucking thyroid. Don't blame your genetics. Don't blame your obese family tree. Dude, it's your set of choices and set of decisions that you make on a daily basis. And if you're focused on the right things, you're going to start making those right choices, right? If you're focused on getting better in life, well, dude, what do you want to do? You get up and you start getting better. It's not going to all happen at once. You and I talk about this all the time. When you ravel, you've got this whole lifelong string of habits. Like, it's this string of fucking knotted up Christmas lights that I was dealing with yesterday, right? Like, these are wound tight habits that you've been working on, working toward getting the wrong thing going in your life for so long, that we've got to unravel that shit and get you headed in the right direction. And that starts with one day at a time, dude. And like, that's so cliche, because I remember people used to tell me that, dude, just wake up, dude, and just show up, just one day at a time, one day at a time. It's very easy to hear on the surface level. And then you think about it and you're like, fuck, dude, that doesn't give me any hope. It doesn't give me the light at the end of the tunnel. But you have to trust the process, right? Like we tell all of our guys, dude, listen, man, like, we've done this thousands of times. Just show up, do these set of things, and your life is going to improve. It's like the guy we talked to earlier today, man. Like, you know, he mentioned the GBR method, right? We talked about GBR, and he's like, you know, when I do that, I feel better. Oh, really? That's interesting, right? When
surprise,
I do that,
surprise. I thought it wouldn't work. We just put some random together and hope for the best.
Right. And so, you know, I think it all comes down to, yeah, right. I think it all comes down to the whole thing that I mentioned earlier about, like, are you choosing mental health, right? Nobody would choose to have mental health problems, but if you're doing the things that you know are not serving you and it's leading to mental health problems, then wouldn't you say that you're choosing to have mental health problems? If I know that if I know that skipping the gym for a month straight is going to make me feel like shit and make my mood bad, well, like, and I do that, well, I chose to feel like shit and have a bad mood, right? And so you start stacking on the other things that we teach, right? Not working on your personal development and your personal excellence, not going to the gym, not eating healthy most of the time, not drinking the water that we talk about, not GBR method, not getting your ass to bed on time, not doing the foundational core principles of being healthy. Then I would argue that you're choosing your own mental health issues, your own mental health struggles. If you're not living proactively and you're always living reactively, you're asking for it. You're asking to have, you know, the rain and the clouds be over your head at all times. And I'm just not here for it, because I am somebody that has dealt with a lot of, you know, a lot of mentally challenging things in my life, dude. I lost my mom when I was 25 years old. Shit sucked, dude. I got punched right in the gut. I lost my best friend, lost my mom, lost grandma to my future kids. And I never get that back, right? She's gone forever. The reality is, dude, you got to dust yourself off and move forward, man. And that's what it's all about. It's like, that's the main emphasis for our guys in the fatherhood, dude, is like, look, man, life is going to kick you in the face. That's just it, dude. You have to, and this whole, like, get comfortable with being uncomfortable thing, it's kind of overplayed. But what I think you have to do is, and truly believe is, you've got to get your mind ready for adversity, right? And so if that means choosing the harder things on occasion, right? Going to the gym is not always easy. You know, going to bed early and not watching 2 extra hours of Netflix, not always easy. When I say choose the hard path, it's choosing the things that are going to serve you, but you might not necessarily absolutely want to do in the moment. And I think that that we got this big don't sacrifice what you want then for what you want now, right? And I get that, and I do subscribe to that, because you could talk yourself out of one bad decision and look back on that, and that might have been the catalyst to get you going in the right direction. And I think so many guys, they get so caught up in the day to day that it's very hard to look to step back and look like, okay, if I do these things for the next like 3 months, how much better is my life going to be? Would you sacrifice 3 months and instill some discipline in your life for a few months to have your life do a complete 180 in terms of your mental health, your mood, the way you carry yourself, your confidence? It all starts with one decision, dude. And I hate it because it's so cliche, but it's the truth.
How about how about this? Would you sacrifice 3 to 4 months of doing something productive and for your life? And it's not even sacrifice. Would you invest
there you go
the time and effort into becoming better for just 3 to 4 months to potentially add years to your life, and not just quantity, but quality years?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it sound like a no-brainer?
It's a 100% no-brainer.
I haven't thrown this out in a long time, but over 80% of chronic diseases can actually be reversed with some simple decision-making processes, reversed
yes.
or completely avoided. Yeah. I tend to agree with you, Jason. Most of these, depression cases, and I should say depression in quotes, because if I'm being super, super, super honest with you, depression is highly overused nowadays. People will stub their toe and be like, I got to call in sick. I'm depressed.
Yep.
Shut up.
Yep. It is
depression
very overused.
Is very highly overused. Yep. Most people who keep using depression, they use it as it, like, I don't think these people know what real depression is, because we've experienced it with our clients, because we've seen what true depression is, where there is a true chemical imbalance within the mind to the point where they don't want to do anything outside of their mandatory obligations for the day. And even those are hard to do. That is true depression. It's not, oh, my girlfriend broke up with me. Oh, I lost my job. That's sad and that sucks, but it's not depressing. Are you living under a bridge? Did you lose your kid? Did you lose your mom? Did you see, that could be depression. That can be real depression. People overuse that damn word. So I do agree with you that happiness for the vast majority of people is 100,000% a choice. But again, I'm going to keep looping this back and back, to where I started this conversation, which is, if you allow the external forces to influence your internal decision-making, you will never, ever, ever be happy, because 100%. You are going to do the stupid shit that you shouldn't be doing, and you're going to end up nowhere close to where you want to be. And guess what? You're going to feel like shit. And then you're going to be like, I'm depressed. You fucking did it to yourself.
You chose that path, right?
That's it. You chose that path. Let this be the wake-up call that you need to stop. First of all, stop using depression, dude. You're not fucking depressed. You just need to make better decisions.
Yep.
That's the reality of what it is, right? We talked about
get out of your own way.
We talked about confidence many times. Keep the promises you make to yourself, because if I lied to you, you wouldn't trust me for shit. You need to, you're not believing in your own damn self. You are actually going the opposite. You're not building confidence. You're building self-esteem issues. No wonder you feel like shit. No wonder you're sad. No wonder this holiday season is the sad time of the year, because you're focusing on the negative shit because you make such poor decisions.
Yeah.
That's the reality of everything right now, guys. Let this be a wake-up call. Let this be a verbal slap to the face, and in the nicest way possible. I want what's best for you. Jason wants what's best for you. But until you want what's best for you, you're not going to do the things that are required to make it happen.
Yeah.
Quit saying you're depressed. You're not depressed. You're just making stupid choices. That's it.
No, I agree with you. And I would say, I would venture to say that probably 90% of people that claim that they're depressed, I mean, it's probably more like 80.
Probably I would say more.
I definitely know there's a percentage of the population that deals with true depression. But most people is what we're grouping these guys into, is most guys, man. If we're talking to you, it's time for you to get out of your own way. And that's just, that's the bottom line. You mentioned something a minute ago where you're like, it's not a sacrifice and it's investment. And I know Andy Frisella said that on his show one time. And so I wanted to bring that up, because he talks about like the hustler that's trying to start his business. And instead of going out on a Friday night and getting hammered with your boys, you stay home and you get some sleep and you work on your business a little bit, right? And that's a totally different Friday night And instead of calling it a sacrifice, and it's an investment into your future. And I very much am aligned with that message. So I'm glad you brought that up, because it's not a sacrifice. It 100% is an investment. And it's all about your perspective. And when you use the negative verbiage with your mind, because look, what are you truly sacrificing? The night with drinking with your boys? Well, guess what, dude? You're improving your liver. You're improving your overall health. You're not consuming a bunch of extra calories. You're not making your you're not making your liver work extra hard. There's a lot that goes wrong with that. That's way more of an investment than it is a sacrifice. But going back to what you said, dude, I think, I think the daily choices thing, dude, is like so many guys get caught up in the, I'm overwhelmed. I don't know where to start. And it's this excuse, man, this cascade of excuse making, right? It all starts with one thing. Every one of you guys listening knows what healthy eating should or could look like, right? Mm-hmm. Every one of you guys knows, I don't know the right workout structure, so I don't go to the gym. That's so lousy, dude. Like, come on.
Walk on a treadmill. Yeah, walk on a treadmill.
Go walk outside, dude. Go do some push-ups. There's so many ways to go about this. It's a waiting for the stars to align kind of mentality. Right. It's like, I need everything in my life to be perfect.
Well, I don't know what to eat. Well, why'd you buy a chocolate cake, fool? You should have bought a chicken.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know what
you're doing here, man. And by the way, dude, just a side note, as of 2020, the National Institute of Mental Health said that 8.4% of all U.S. adults experience depression. So that is the actual number. It is actually more than 90%.
That's insane, dude. It's like, and so again, well, the coming full circle. The reality is this: is like, you're choosing your own mental health challenges. You're choosing your own mental health struggles, and it's time to get out of your own way, right? Like, I think at the end of the day, for me, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that life is always easy, dude. There's some days where I get up during the week and just don't want to do shit, and I don't do shit, right? I exist. I show up, and this tiny little amount, I'm there, right? I make sure that our guys are taken care of. I make sure that our team is taken care of. I make sure our communities are taken care of. And that might be all I have to give for the day. I'm not always the most happy-go-lucky, dude, but I choose to do the things that are going to serve me and improve that process, right? I know that if I'm in a rut and I go outside and I take a walk in the sunshine, I do a little bit of deep breathing, and I go back, and then I start going back to work and trying to go back to work again, chances of me being productive because I did these couple of things that are going to serve me are significantly higher than me continuing to just sit there and think about why I'm not productive today. Why am I procrastinating? Why can I not get work done today? It's choices, right? It's daily decisions. Why do we do this to ourselves? I don't know the answer. I know that human psychology runs deep, but I don't know why people choose to do things that are not going to serve them. The quick dopamine hits can be had on the other side too, dude. Like, you don't need the quick dopamine hits from negative shit. You can get quick dopamine hits from positive shit. Go do the things that are going to serve you. And I think that's the underlying message here. I got nothing else to add to this, man. Like, I feel like we're pounding the horse now, but at the end of the day, man, I just want guys to win, dude. Like, seeing our guys win, seeing our guys overcome life's challenges and adversity, because they put in the work on themselves, because they show up and do the little things, right? These little fluff things that guys think that are meaningless, like the gratitude journal and the deep breathing and the personal development reading. A lot of guys look at that and they're like, I just don't really want to do that. Well, guess what? Do you really want to get better? Do you really want to improve your life? Right. Because if you did, you're making the investment, not the sacrifice in your fucking Netflix time. Let's cut out an hour of Netflix. What can you do in an hour that's going to serve you? You can get in a pretty decent workout in an hour. You can get some damn good reading in an hour. You could take an online course in an hour. You could show up and do a Zoom presentation for something that's insightful for you. You could watch some very educational YouTube videos in an hour. There's a lot of things you can do in an hour versus watching that damn Netflix that's not serving you, that could potentially turn your life around quickly. You just don't want to do it.
You're absolutely right, man. You can do the things that are going to make you feel better, and they don't have to be negative. Exactly like you said, man. You go hug a loved one and have a serious conversation. Release some of that oxytocin, right? Go get a workout in and release some of those endorphins, right? There are many ways that you can positively impact your life while also feeling good. Double down on what will make you feel good, not double down what will make you feel like shit. That is the underlying message of this entire episode. Like you said, So
Dude,
here's the thing now, Jason. Here's the thing.
before you
Winners
go,
always take
before you
action.
close out, I gotta just tell you, I gotta interject. Colin just brought me an entire bowl of dates. This dude just went down to the pantry.
What's going on, dude? This guy.
I can't wait to see my kitchen. He just went down to the pantry. Last weekend, I made this kale salad that called for like a very small amount of dates, and we don't really buy dates. So I bought this tub of dates so that I could use some of the dates, and the dates are in the pantry now, sitting in this plastic tub. He went and opened up the plastic tub, got his bowl, and dumped the whole bowl of date or the whole package of dates in this bowl and brought them up to me, dude. So
impressive.
I don't know if he's eaten any yet. But I'm expecting some negative things coming from his back end later. To close out.
It reminds me of a time before I even go that. Now I'll share a little one from mine. So one day I wake up, it's about 6 a.m. or so, right? And we accidentally leave the pantry open. So when I go there, Ace, he has access to his little cabinet down where he can reach, and we put all the stuff in there that he has access to. The pantry is not one of them, but we actually forgot. Grabbed his little plate. When I got out there was a mountain of hemp seed hearts or hemp heart seeds or whatever it is, chia seeds and rice piled probably like 7 inches tall. And he goes, awesome. Look, Dad, I made dinner. I'm like, bro, first of all, it's like 6 a.m. Second of all, what the hell? But look, I didn't get mad or anything like that, because the kids just trying to do what we do, right? They're just trying to replicate what they see from us, man.
So, oh yeah, you can't get mad at them, but they're
it's funny when they do stuff.
Yeah,
it's funny when they do things like that, man. So it is hilarious, and it just reminded me because Colin has been pretty much trying to go upstairs and be like, "Hey, Dad, eat some of this," because I am too. So good luck when you go downstairs, man. But
I can't wait to see what's down there.
Going back, yeah, like I said, good luck. So going back to what I was saying, right? The saying goes, the best time to plant a tree was 30 years ago, but the next best time is now. Don't wait for some arbitrary calendar day in order for you to be like, okay, it's time to make a change. Because guess what? If you do that, you're going to become a statistic, dude. Get help now and start today. If you start today, you will be running into 2023, not starting like everybody else, just destined to be a statistic and failing by mid-February. True story, by the way. New year, new me bullshit ends after essentially Valentine's Day.
Yep.
Jason, how the hell do these guys get help if they're looking for some serious help and making some massive changes leading into 2023?
Help. Well, that's a hard thing for a lot of guys to do, is ask for help. But it's one of the most noble things that you can do for you and your family. I'll be honest with you, man. When it really, I guess it fills my cup when guys ask for help, whether they work with me or not, or work with us or not. Somebody that raises their hand for help, a guy, especially after being conditioned their entire lives that big boys don't cry, rub some dirt on it, it'll be okay. For a guy to raise his hand and ask for help, it takes a lot. So number one, we will always commend you for actually asking for help, because I realize that's a big challenge. If you are truly in need of some help, or you'd like some help, we have a lot of options. Zach and I have multiple programs. We have lots of free resources. And in order to get those, all you got to do is go down into the show notes. There are multiple resources there. And if you want direct help, you're ready to work with us now. You already know you want our help. Kind of like our little thing before the podcast says, go follow us on Instagram. It's at the Fatherhood Experience. If you go over there, you can message our team. All you got to do is send us a DM. Just send us the word father over on Instagram. And when you DM us father, one of our employees is going to have a short conversation with you, send you an application, make sure that our team has all the information that we need about you. And then we'll set up a call. We'll set up a phone call to see, what program fits your needs best. I will be honest with you. We've got a lot of guys coming to us lately that have 100+ pounds to lose. If you're one of those guys and you've got a long road ahead of you, 100+ pounds to lose, we have long-term plans in the Fatherhood. We have an 8-month and a 12-month option. And we also recently just partnered with a company who does third-party financing. So if you're concerned about the budget, if you're concerned about the cost or the price to be part of a high-level service like we offer in the Fatherhood, we do have a third-party financing opportunity for you. If you got decent credit and you wanted to do something like that to have lower payments, there is that option. We also have our Fit Father Accelerator program. Fit Father Accelerator is a fitness-only program In the Fatherhood, we do a lot of leadership. We do a lot of growth. We do a lot of personal development. We're helping you become the most elite version of you in every area of life. Health and fitness being the foundation, with family and finances, and helping you become free from fear and doubt around your health and fitness, your family and your relationships, and your finances. And that's it. We want you to become the ultimate role model for your family in the fatherhood. Our Fit Father Accelerator program is going to be fitness-based, health and fitness-based, and there are 3 options. And so that's another thing for you to get involved in. Dude, those options are like $47, $97, and $197 a month. The $197 a month gets you on calls with Zach and I on a weekly basis, where we are coaching you specifically on your health and fitness to help you reach your goals. Beyond that, we have free resources, dude. You go in there, go grab LP60. We've talked about that. We did a whole episode on LP60, but you go in the show notes right now. There's a link there. You can go to the fatherhoodexperience.com/LP60. That's our free 60-day program. If you're looking to start now, Zach and I will make you a guarantee. If you follow that program, start now, start going into the new year, you will have the best 2023 of your life as long as you continue doing the things that the habits that you establish during that program. It is a game changer, and it is 100% free. So go in there. There's also a free group. We also have a free group. It's called LP62 on Facebook. We have tons of resources. We have free video trainings. We have free nutrition trainings. We have so much free stuff. We give more free stuff away than most people sell. Zach and I could package a lot of this free shit up, put it in an online course and sell it. We don't. We prefer to work with you guys. We don't do any courses. We prefer to work with all of our guys and get to know you so that we can actually have a relationship-driven business. We are not about seeing the transaction come across and never know who Joe Schmo is and how Joe Schmo lost 50 pounds working with us, but we've never met the guy. We don't know him from Adam. That's not who we are. That's not what we're about. And so I know that was a lot, but we want you guys to be able to get the help that you need, and that's just it. We're here to serve at the highest level possible. If you need help, we've had a lot of you guys reaching out directly to me. You can hit me at my email, jason@thefatherhoodexperience.com. If you have any questions, hit me up there. Happy to answer any questions for you and help you take the next step in becoming the most elite version of yourself. Bottom line, if you want the quickest, most efficient help, and you're ready to go and you're ready to put all the shit that we just talked about behind you for good, go over to Instagram @thefatherhoodexperience. Send us a direct message over there. Just DM us the word father, and we'll have a short conversation, get you connected with our team, and we'll go from there. So that is how you guys can get some help. I gave you the full pitch because look, dude, we don't pitch a lot on here, and that's just it. So yeah,
I'll give you the short version, guys. We have something for everyone.
Yep. 100%.
Period. So it does not hurt to reach out and see,
yeah,
have a quick discussion with us so that we can present to you the best option for you. We're not here to force anything on you. We're not here to sell anything for you. We're here to get some information, understand you and your particular circumstance, and present the best option for you. Whether you take it or not, it's up to you. We're not here to force anybody's hand. We're here to change lives, and we want to bring as many people along the way with us. So please reach out, man. And like I said, let's hit 2023 running, guys. Let's not wait until January 1st. That's nonsense. That's nonsense.
You heard the man. You guys go make moves this week, dude. It's Momentum Monday. Bottom line is we've got less than 3 weeks left in the month of December. 2023 is going to be here before you know it. And if you don't start taking action now, you're going to be in that crowd. You're going to be in the Valentine's crowd. You're going to be part of the crowd that's saying, man, this new year, new me. It's going to be June of 2023, and you're going to look back and be like, shit, I listened to that podcast episode, and I should have taken action then. And here I am again. Don't be that guy, dude. Don't be stuck. Because if you stay stuck, you're choosing to stay stuck, just like you're choosing your own mental health issues. Go get better this week. We'll see you in next week's episode. You guys take care.